Hello, my name is Steven Stuber, and this is my submission for the Life and Death assignment of Project and Portfolio 1 Game Design for Full Sail University. My submission requires me to show a working health bar, a standalone spike trap being triggered, doing damage to the player, destroying the bot that the player controls, as well as a section of the level that has been modified to have multiple spike traps to create a form of challenge for the player to overcome. Let's get into it. So, I created a widget, which is this health bar here, and I programmed it to have the percentage that the health bar is filled change as the player gets damaged. Over here, I created an actor component for the widget. That way I could attach the actual health bar to the bot, as well as have it update the health as the player gets damaged, and also have this fun little sound play here too. I also set it so that after damage has been taken, if the bot is still alive, or rather, if it's not alive, then the bot should be unpossessed and a new bot should be spawned, therefore causing a form of death for the bot. Now, what is the actual thing that is damaging the player? That would be this spike trap that I made, which consists of a trigger box here to have the spikes raise up out of the ground, and a hitbox here to actually damage the player. Looking in the event graph, you can see that if a player overlaps the trigger box, then there should be a sound played, which is the spikes activating, and the spikes should raise up from the ground. So here the spikes will raise up, and as they raise up there will be a spike sound of it raising, which I chose more of a metal or sword sheathing sound to kind of simulate the sound of spikes sliding out of their contraption. And I also made it so that the spike location will change too. Now here, I made it so that as the player overlaps the hitbox, they get damaged. And here I made it so that the damage will be applied to the health bar and actually affect the player, so they can have a visual representation of the damage being dealt. Now inside the bot's blueprint, I had to make sure that the bot actually can take damage, and over here I had to make it so that when the bot actually loses all its health and it dies, the health bar UI would disappear and a bot's death sound would then play. And here I created a macro, which is the isPlayer macro, which basically just detects whether or not the player is in control of the bot that is on the spike trap. Now, I was also tasked with making sure that you can actually change how much the spike can damage the player on each hit, as well as how quickly it damages the player, and I had to make sure that that was quote-unquote instance editable, aka you could change it right in this little window here. Now let's take a look at the level. So for the level, you can see that I have the health bar here right beside the bot, and as I walk around, the health bar sticks with the bot. Even if I move the camera, it's still next to the bot, always on his right side. Now here is our first spike trap, which, as I walk up to it, it activates. Thankfully, I was able to get away in time, though. Now if I walk over it, I should be damaged, which you can see here and here by the sound of it. And I actually let that go too far, and now he died. So you got to hear the Wilhelm scream as the death sound. So now we know that this actually affects the bot, which is good. So here is my form of resistance. I made a little room that the player has to traverse through and has to walk through this door in order to beat this room. Now in order to open that, there's actually a button in that back corner that the player needs to push, as well as a pressure plate here that needs to be held down by the player. So let's tackle the one in the corner first. Oh geez. So it looks like I can't get past because there's a wall of spikes every way I try to go. Okay, but it looks like there's actually a cutout in the spikes so that I can kind of start to maneuver through them, like a maze. Let's see. Oh geez, okay. Let's keep going, almost there. Okay, good, I could reach it from there. Now let me just safely navigate out of this. Okay. Now here, it looks like there's actually a spike at every side, so there's no way for me to just walk through this. I mean, unless I have enough health, I guess, and I just walk through. But I can actually just jump over and land on the button. And now to hold this button down, I can reprint the bot. So now that is being held down, and that button was already pushed, which means that the door's open. And that is my resistance for the player to overcome. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.